Hello, Princess. Good day, and welcome to another episode on Just for Girls. Today, we'll be talking about a very important topic that has to do with girls, and that is teenage pregnancies. Yeah, teenage pregnancy. One thing I know that there's no young girl, no adolescent girl, no teenage girl. Please remember that adolescents are girls or boys, people within the ages 10 and 19. And within that bracket, you are also teenagers from age 13, 14, 15. So if your age is 18, you are a teenager, you are equally an adolescent. In some of our previous episodes, we talked about the three stages of adolescence, the early adolescence, mid-adolescence, and late adolescence. You may please view our previous video clips on this. But one thing I know is that there's no teenage girl, no adolescent girl who wakes up and desires that she wants to get pregnant as a teenage girl. In most cases, except in cultures and climes where girls marry early, but under normal circumstances, this is not the case with adolescent girls. So most teenage pregnancies occur by mistake, by error, without guarding themselves. And this counsel today is to help you guard yourself, is to help you put things in place and help you know that the possibility is high for you to get pregnant as a teenage girl if you begin to involve in sexual activities. In one of our previous episodes, we talked about the advantages of waiting. It's very necessary and very good for you to wait for your time. Many times I tell adolescent girls in my counseling sessions, in my seminars and workshops, I ask them, how many of you would like to get married in your sitting room? Then, before the COVID experience, where things now began to pipe low, where changes began to come into events, marriage events and things, but things are picking up again. Some people are going, large events again. But I've always asked, how many of you would like to have a sitting room wedding where you are not dressed up as a bride, where you probably don't have your cake, there's no cake for you to cut, where you probably don't have other witnesses, and then you're just joined up together with one small young boy, because you got pregnant. It's a different thing because some people want private weddings, and that's understandable. It's a different thing if you want a private wedding in your home environment and you don't want a crowd. That's one of the new normals now. But the thing is, how many of you would want the one that you don't even want neighbors to hear about? You don't even want relatives to hear about. Not because you want it as private as possible, but because of the circumstances that led to that, which is possibly a pregnancy. I have seen situations where certain girls get pregnant in secondary school, in their fifth year, in their fourth year, in their third year. There was a particular instance of a girl who got pregnant in her fifth year in secondary school. And she got pregnant for a young boy also who was in his first year in the Polytechnic. And then the family had to arrange a wedding for them. So she got married as a 16-year-old girl, as a 17-year-old girl, and she could no longer go to school. You will see her, she was always at home, selling ice water, selling garri to the mechanics around her, and things like that. My dear young lady, the thing is that if you get pregnant as a teenage girl, you lose the more. Yeah, girls lose more when they get pregnant as young girls because the guy that impregnated you will carry on with his life. I'm sure you have never seen a pregnant boy before. You have never seen a pregnant man before. He may have a big tummy, but he's by no means pregnant. But when girls get pregnant, number one, it brings shame on them. Your parents are embarrassed. Even you yourself, you are embarrassed because you never imagined. And I just want you to know now that one singular act can lead to pregnancy. One singular relationship, sexual relationship with a boy, your classmate, your schoolmate, your neighbor, your cousin, your friend, anyone, any man, as long as it's a man, can lead to pregnancy. And as a teenage girl, that's the last thing you want to experience. I am sure that is the last thing you want to experience because it's going to just bring some level of confusion into your life. It's going to bring some confusion and it's going to affect whatever it is that you have planned or aspired to achieve at that point in time. And so I advise young girls, please do away from sex if you are not ready to get pregnant because you may likely get pregnant. I've had girls ask me, what if you use a condom? Maybe that will be another topic in the next episode. But let me tell you that what you don't want, please avoid it. Rather than trying to cut corner around it because it may backfire. We have been told that condoms, protective rubbers are not 100% sure. They are not 100% safe. But aside from that, abstinence is just the best bet for you as a teenage girl. Don't experiment what you are not ready to sit with because you never can tell where it's going to end. The consequences may be more than you imagine. You get what I'm saying? So no matter how much uh, your hormones that are coming up and then giving you sexual feelings and giving you sexual urges, no matter how much in full force they are, when you abstain, you help yourself a lot more than going to experiment and then it backfires. It leads you into what you never bargained. Remember where I started from? I said there's hardly any teenage girl who wants to get pregnant as a teenager. It's just because they began to experiment what they should not get into and they find themselves pregnant. In the next episode, we are going to talk more about this. The consequences of teenage pregnancies. Just remember that it weighs more on you as a teenage girl than on the guy who impregnated you. It weighs a lot more on you. So the best thing is to avoid it. The best thing is to stay focused on your studies or whatever it is you are learning to become. The best thing is to set goals, academic goals, life goals, career goals, and begin to pursue it step by step because there is a future ahead of you. There's something ahead of you which you must lay hold upon. Thank you very much for listening today. Be a wise girl. Be a wise girl and abstain from anything that is going to jeopardize your today and your tomorrow. The consequences of teenage pregnancies weigh lots more on the adolescent girls. Until I come your way in the next episode, I commend you to the grace of God. Grace is available. Grace is abundant. Tap into the grace of God to live your life and to live it to the maximum. Thank you for listening. God bless you.
I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm blessed. Oh, I'm blessed. From the rising of the sun to the going down of the same. Yeah, I'm blessed.